Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Robert Canter, and this is The Passion. Today, we will be analyzing Jesus' arrest and his trial before the Sanhedrin. Judas Iscariot remains a figure of controversy to this day. We don't really know what was going through his mind that fateful night. So naturally, adaptations of the Passion story have given a few different interpretations of his motives. The Gospel of John states that Judas was in charge of the money that Jesus and his apostles carried, and that he had a habit of helping himself to it. Was Judas motivated only by greed, or was there more to it than that? We'll never know. We do know that Judas was given 30 pieces of silver. There are 4 possibilities as to what the coins he was given were, but it's impractical to measure their worth by today's standards. You need to look at it in context. By the standards of the time period, it could have been as much as 120 days' wages. When Judas and the temple guards arrive in the garden, they find Jesus waiting for them. "Who are you looking for?" "We are looking for Jesus of Nazareth." "I am he." Despite his fear, Jesus doesn't try to run or hide. He boldly makes himself known. The only problem is, as I've previously mentioned, nights were very dark in that time period. Unless the moon was out, they had to rely on their torches, which didn't illuminate much. All these men were wearing undyed clothes, they were probably wearing hoods, and they all had beards. In the dark, they all would have looked the same. Any one of them could have claimed to be Jesus. The temple guards needed Judas to identify him. In the resulting struggle, many of the apostles run for their lives. Peter attempts to defend Jesus and cuts off one of the guards' ears. But Jesus knows all is as the Father wills it, so he shows compassion and heals the guard's ear. Jesus is then brought before the Sanhedrin. Throughout his 3-year ministry, Jesus has said and done things that upset the Jewish leaders. He performs miracles on the Sabbath. He openly calls them hypocrites that serve their own interests instead of others. In one instance, he goes as far as to insult them, saying that they devour the homes of widows. Not only is he a threat to their positions, but the thing that disturbs them the most is that people have come to believe that he is the Messiah. But most Jews haven't been waiting all this time for the son of an obscure carpenter. If one reads the Bible from cover to cover, they find that the Jewish people are constantly under someone else's power. At this point, the Jews find themselves subject to the will of Rome. They were expecting a warrior king that would liberate the Jewish people from their oppressors. But Jesus had come to liberate Jews and Gentiles alike from a different kind of oppression. One of the things you notice in the Passion narratives is that Jesus almost never gives a clear answer when he's interrogated. Years ago, I asked my priest about this. He told me that Jesus knew it didn't matter what he said. He knew he was going to die anyway, because these events needed to come to pass. "Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?" "I am, and you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of the power, and coming on the clouds of heaven." "What further need have we for witnesses? You have heard the blasphemy. What is your verdict?" "Death!"